Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Walters Softball Stadium on the campus of Hope College, where we've got a doubleheader between the Hope College Flying Dutch and the St. Mary's Bells. Sydney Jones up on the hill for the Dutch to start things off. The Bells to bat in the top half of the first inning. Leading off, it's Jamie Young, the shortstop for St. Mary's, followed by Sarah Callis and Cassie Young are the batters due up here in the first. In a moment, we'll go through the rest of the starting lineup and the defensive lineup for the Dutch. First pitch delivery, outside corner for a strike from Jones. After Young in the 3-hole, it's Morgan Raymer, Kayla Chapman, Caitlin Nagawa, Jillian Busfield, Mackenzie Duncan, and Kelsey Richards round out the lineup. Second pitch swung through. Jones pulled the string there on Young, and she's ahead 0-2 for the Bells. Hitting in the cleanup spot, Morgan Raymer is also pitching for the Bells. Sydney Jones in the circle to start things off for the Dutch. She's ahead 0-2 here. Gets a soft ground ball off of her glove. She won't make the play. And Mutcher won't be able to get there in time. Jones had a chance to make the easy out, but just didn't quite seem to get to the ball for some reason. So the Bells have a leadoff runner on after Jones got ahead 0-2. Sydney Jones so far this season has a 2.15 ERA and 94.1 innings pitched. She pitched more innings than anybody else for the Dutch. The sophomore coming off a stellar freshman season, continuing those winning ways this year. Snap throw back from Reitzma, but nobody there. Luckily, Sammy Adams on the backup to keep Young from advancing to second base. Shea Pinney was down there at first, didn't quite see the throw coming, but Young did have a big lead over at first. That pitch up, 2-0 now the count. It's Sarah Callis. Callis ahead, 2-0 so far this season. Callis batting .301. She popped this one up back behind, and this one's going to get over the screen and out. 2-1 now the count. Callis just a couple of doubles and one triple, so mostly a base hitter, hitting in the 2-hole. No surprise there. But hitting over 300 this year. See if she can do a job and at least move over the runner. She does try to bunt. It's popped up. Reitzma turns around, makes a nice catch. That's a tough play. Reitzma couldn't quite see the ball until she turned all the way around and found it late. It's Reitzma behind the plate catching Jones. Shea Pinney at first, Sierra Muchler at second, Jenna Maury, the senior, at shortstop, Katrina Ellis at third base, Noelle Jackson in left, Autumn Anderson, another senior, in center field, Sammy Adams in right. It is senior day here for Hope College softball. That one thrown right by the batter, Cassie Young, the 3-hitter. It's 0-1. Reitzma another snap throw back to first, making sure Jamie Young doesn't stray too far from the bag. 54 degrees and sunny here in Holland. It's a gorgeous day to play some softball. Bunt right back to the mound. Jones still, though, going to go over to first to get the out, so 2 down now for the Dutch here. And St. Mary's advanced runner to second. Jamie Young over, and now it'll be Morgan Raymer, the cleanup hitter. 2 outs, runner on second, trying to help out her own cause. So Raymer, the pitcher, also batting in the cleanup spot here for St. Mary's, takes the ball inside. So far this year, Morgan Raymer hitting .458. She pops this one up. It's going to get foul. So it'll be 1-1. Not a lot of at-bats for Raymer, but she is 11 for 24. Certainly making the most of the at-bats she does get. A couple of doubles on the season. Driven in 4 runs. Got a .542 slugging percentage. Next pitch from Jones is up and away for a ball. It's 2-1. Jones with the delivery, this one high as well, so quickly she's behind 3-1 to Raymer, and you don't want to leave anything over the heart of the plate here. Jones has got to get smart, try and paint the corner this time. Does have an open base, can't give anything too good to a hitter here, the runner in scoring position. This one top of the zone for a strike. Jones got the call, and now it's a full count. Full count, 2 outs, runner in scoring position here. The delivery from Jones, this one taken high, it's a walk. And with the base open, not the worst outcome. But now with runners on first and second, Jones has to go to work.
Now batting for St. Mary's, number 12, Kayla Chapman.
And that'll bring Kayla Chapman up to the plate now for the Bells. Chapman, the third baseman. Takes ball outside here. A couple ducks on the pond. So far this year, Kayla Chapman hitting .356 on the season. She's got 2 home runs, 9 doubles. Certainly someone with some extra base power here hitting in the 5-hole. So Jones had better be careful. That's a good idea right there. Painting the outside corner at the knees for a strike. It's 1-1. 1-1. Jones back to the rubber. Here's the delivery. This one just off the plate. It looked outside. And that is the case. 2-1. Nice take there from Kayla Chapman, being patient. Now ahead in the count, 2-1. Jones has got to come to her here. Don't want to fall behind 3-1 again. Blows it by her up top. Chapman couldn't catch up to it. It's 2-2. So Jones in a bit of a jam here, even with 2 outs. Bells have been working good counts and battling for long at-bats. This time the 2-2 taken away. So now it's 3-2 with 2 down. The runners will be moving. And for someone like Chapman with extra base power, that could mean a couple of runs for the Bells if she can put one in the gap. Here's the pitch up top, and she gets her chasing, and that's a strikeout for Sydney Jones to battle her way through the first inning. Top half of the first, Bells get a couple on off no hits and 1 walk. We can't come up on the scoreboard, so we're heading to the bottom of the first. The Dutch will have their chance. Bottom of the first coming up here. It'll be Autumn Anderson, a senior on senior day for the Dutch. 4 seniors on this Soap College Flying Dutch team. Autumn Anderson being one. Vanessa Brockhouse, Kate Laverty, and Jenna Maury. Maury starting at short, and Anderson, of course, starting in center field. Slapping this first one towards second base. They're going to fire it over quickly, and she's going to be out right away on that first pitch there. Anderson batting .345 on the season, which for most people would be great, but for the senior, certainly looking to improve upon that, considering what we've seen in the past. Ball taken up and away there. Shea Pinney up to the plate, hitting in the 2-hole, the first baseman this afternoon for the Dutch. Takes this one inside as well. It's 2-0. Pinney hitting .278 on the year. This one's popped up short, going to be dropped, actually, just in fair territory. Pinney lucks out, gets on base. Jillian Busfield couldn't quite handle it coming out from behind home plate. So the Dutch catch a break. They've got a runner on. It's Pinney at first. That'll bring up Sierra Muchler, the 3-hitter from Waylands, hitting .373 this year. A couple of home runs. She's driven in 32 runs, which is far and away the best on the team. First pitch, changeup. That's a nice pitch out in the circle there from Morgan Raymer. Had her out in front. It's Busfield behind the plate, as I mentioned. Raymer pitching. Caitlin McGowan at first. Kelsey Richards at second. Jamie Young at short. Kayla Chapman at third to round out the infield. Chasing there is Muchler. Snap throw back to first and a good one. But Penny just back safely. In the outfield for the Bells, it's Sarah Callis in left, Cassie Young in center, and Mackenzie Duncan out in right field. This one reached out, grounded to shortstop. They're going to make the play at second. A nice play. No throw to try and turn two. So now two down, and the Dutch have a runner on first base.
Now batting for the Flying Dutch.
And that'll bring up
Number
Jenna
14,
Maury,
Jenna
the
Maury.
shortstop, hitting in the cleanup spot today on senior day. Maury takes first pitch for a ball. Maury hitting .244 this season with 9 walks, driven in 4 runs, 3 doubles. Trying to make something happen here. She's out in front. Fouls that one away down the third base line to even up the count at 1 apiece. Ramers had those Dutch hitters off balance and up out in front so far with that changeup. Delivery here, call the strike. Maury not thrilled with it. Looks as though that might have been on the edge of the left-handed batter's box. Caught the black though for a strike, 1-2. Maury lets that one go. Thought about chasing it. 2-2. Two-two pitch. This one's grounded and picked up by the third baseman. Kayla Chapman fires over to the bag at 1, makes the play, and the Bells are out of the inning. No hits, the 1 error. Dutch left one on base. And we'll head to the top of the second, still scoreless here at Walters Softball Stadium. Well, the Dutch work quick, warming up. They're ready to go, waiting on St. Mary's to get out and ready to bat. Cindy Jones will fire a pitch down, and then Wrightsman tosses down to second. They're ready to start up the next inning. And that'll bring up Caitlin McGowa, the first baseman for the Bells. McGowa stepping in, trying to put some runs on the board for the Bells. Had a couple runners out in the first because couldn't get anything across. McGowa hitting .402 this year. And really the Bells with some incredible batting average when you look down the lineup. 0-1 pitch here, this one taken high. Cassie Young hitting .495, Jamie Young .410, McGowa .402, Mackenzie Duncan .388, Jillian Busfield .382, Kayla Chapman .356. This one's popped up, it looks like it'll get out of play. Sarah Callis hitting .301. So right there, 7 players in the lineup batting over .300 for the Bells. Offense has been a little tougher to come by for the Dutch, with just 3 hitters hitting over .300, Muchler, Anderson, and Adams. St. Mary's currently sitting in 4th at 5-3 in the conference. That pitch outlined, that's going to get to the backstop. It's 2-2. And Hope sitting 3rd at 7-3, so St. Mary's could take a couple here from Hope and get up in the 3rd place spot. Meanwhile, Hope could get up to 9 wins and really create a gap between the 3 and the 4 spot and be more comfortable heading to the MIAA tournament. Popped up to shortstop here. Maury camps underneath it. She picks it up for the first out of the inning. 1 down here in the top of the second. Jones continues to work through, improve upon that already very solid ERA this year, which sat at 2.15 coming into the game. Katie Singer 2.36 and Kate Laverty 2.43. So easy to see how the Dutch have been able to win when they haven't necessarily been hitting the ball so well. With a team ERA of 2.26, you're going to do pretty well. You've only got to score about 3 runs a game to get some wins. Jones drops in a changeup and looks like Craig Kuiper's umpire behind the plate is going to say that Jillian Busfield did go around. So there's one strike on the batter. It's Craig Kuiper's behind the plate. Ed Flores out in the field. The two umpires today at Walters. That one left up high and turned on by Busfield, but pulled foul. So just a strike. It's 0-2 now. Jones ahead of the hitter. See if Jones tries to work the off speed or just goes right at Busfield. Looked like she's trying to go at her. Just a bit down for the ball. 1-2. Reitzma had to head back and collect that one. 1-2. Here's the delivery. That one just outside. So now it's 2-2. Counts evened up here. One down in the top of the second inning. This one up high, foul back. Busfield just trying to stay alive right now. So a moment here, the breeze blowing slightly out to left field. As I mentioned, about 55 now and sunny here in beautiful Holland, Michigan. See if anybody tries to turn one out into left. We see that breeze heading out that way so often. This one's outside. That'll run the count full. 3-2 now with one out. Jillian Busfield working a heck of an at-bat here against Sydney Jones. Here's the full count delivery. This one turned on to left. Out in front again, though. Another foul ball. Busfield hitting .382 this year. She does have 4 home runs to lead the team, so you've got to be careful not to leave her anything too good. Inside pitch here, way out in front. She's up ahead, and I think you're going to work in some off speed for Jones. It's about the slowest pitch you've got. Keep her out in front. Don't let her time up a fastball. Jones toes up the rubber again. Another full count delivery. This one inside, turned on. Same thing. Busfield's right out in front. Almost wonder if he should just lob one in slow pitch style here. Busfield just turning everything. Fouled on the third baseline. This one taken outside, and that's a walk for Busfield. Jones just didn't have anything to get by her.
Now batting for St. Mary's, number 4, Mackenzie Duncan.
Mackenzie Duncan up to the plate now for the Bells. The right fielder so far this year, batting .388. Started all 29 games for the Bells. Fouls his first pitch straight back. Duncan, the sophomore from LaSalle, St. Mary Catholic Central, and getting a lot of playing time in just her second year at St. Mary's. So it's 0-1. This one taken just outside for a ball. It's 1-1. Here in the top of the second, still scoreless, and this one's popped up shallow right field. Coming out into the grass, though, Muchler going to pick it up on the line, make the play. And that's going to go as a pop-up to the second baseman. P4. St. Mary's unable to advance the runner still. 2 outs, runner on first here. That's Busfield down to first. And that's going to bring up Kelsey Richards, rounding out the lineup for the Bells, the second baseman. First pitch here, swung through for a strike. Richards, another sophomore. She's from Kokomo, Indiana, Northwestern High School. Richards out at second base for the Bells today. That one's well outside for a ball. 1-1 now. So 1-1 delivery coming here for Jones. Inside corner, blows it by. It's 1-2. So 1-2 pitch here. Jones right down the middle. Strike three. He caught a bit too much of the play, but Richards was frozen. As Jones goes right at her, picks up the strikeout to end the top of the second with one left on for the Bells. Dutch have a chance to score the first run. Bottom of two coming up.
No runs, no hits.
And here we go for the bottom of the second. The Dutch look to get their first run of the day up on the board. First run of the game for either team. Sammy Adams coming up to the plate. One of those three Dutch hitters hitting over 300, 327 batting average for Adams, who takes the ball outside. Sammy Adams, the right fielder, junior outfielder from Griffith, Indiana. Tries to lay down a bunt here. Looked as though she pulled back, 2-0. Going to check down to first base, though, on the appeal. Did not go, said Ed Flores, and it's 2-0. So Adams way ahead here with the corners in. See if she tries to bunt again. She does. This one's not a bad bunt, and she's going to be safe down at first base. Kayla Chapman came in, made a nice play to pick it up, but a ball with backspin like that really had to get over to get on top of it. And the throw was not in time, so tally up a single for Sammy Adams laying down the bunt, and that'll bring up Haley Reitzma to the dish. Reitzma, the sophomore catcher out of Grand Rapids Christian High School. Bunting first pitch, she pops this one up off the screen. She's lucky there, that one got that fair back. That's going to be a strike. Reitzma, a very smart ball player, someone you expect to be able to do a lot of different things. Stepping in last year as a freshman and starting at catcher for the Dutch. Sister of Hope College baseball senior Mitch Reitzma, a pitcher. Tries to bunt again. She goes through this one. Snap throw back to first. They might have had Adams, but the throw couldn't be handled down at first by Kelsey Richards, who's coming over to cover on the wheel. So just like that, Reitzma down 0-2. After two failed bunt attempts, she's going to have to swing away here in a tough spot. Raymer brings this one up and in, taken for a ball. It's 1-2. So far this year, Reitzma hitting just 250 after a solid freshman campaign, but just seems to be the trend this year with Hope College softball. Really, offense has been tough to come by. It's the pitching that's been winning games. Reitzma turns on this pitch. She's going to loop it foul, though. Still 1-2, just trying to battle after losing those first two pitches to missed bunts. So now the 1-2 count, delivery from Raymer, fouled off. Reitzma continues to battle here. So we'll see a 1-2 delivery again from Raymer. Here's the pitch, and that one's taken up. It's a ball. The count's even up to 2-2. Reitzma does have 2 home runs this year for the Dutch, tied for the team lead with Muchler. The other sophomore, each have 2 apiece. This one turned on ripped, but foul off the dugout for St. Mary's, still 2-2. 2 home runs for Reitzma and Muchler, and just 2 other home runs total, and 1 for Autumn Anderson and 1 for Sarah Jones. 2-2 pitch. This one's fouled off. Adams was on the go. This one off the screen. Sammy Adams will have to head back, get some wind sprint work in. Still scoreless here, bottom of the second, but nobody out and a run around for the Dutch. And Reitzman battling in this at bat. Down 0-2 is evened up the count to 2-2. This one taken up high, and it's a full count. Full count here. We'll see if Coach Vanderhoff has Adams moving here. No signs, though. So 3-2, no outs. We'll see Reitzma try and battle here. Raymer getting the sign, now delivers. Reitzma turns on this one again and pulls it foul. And she's done that several times now, having a tough time keeping that ball in fair territory way out in front, but just battling. Saw a similar at bat from the St. Mary's catcher, Jillian Busfield. So both catchers out here battling at the plate, making the pitchers work. Another full count delivery. This one inside, fouled back off the screen, right up in front of us here. That one's going to trickle back down to Busfield. Gotta love that screen here at Walters Stadium up top, keeping balls in play. So we'll have another full count pitch coming here for Morgan Raymer. Reitzma pulls back, and she was late, swung through that one. Looked like she was going to try and take for a walk, because she didn't pull the trigger till it was just about in the glove. So that's a strikeout for Reitzma. Now we're on around first with 1 out. And Katie Singer in the lineup to bat for the Dutch. Singer DHing today. She takes the first pitch, grounds it to third base. Nice play made over at second, and almost a double play turned. Nice play by the Bells, but Singer just able to beat it out. First pitch was inside, and she tried turning on it, but grounded over for Chapman, who made a nice play to fire it over to second base.
Number 4, Katrina Ellis.
Katrina Ellis up to the plate now. For the Dutch, she's a junior. Swings at the first pitch, up at the neck, and down in the hole, 0-1 quickly. Ellis, the third baseman for the Dutch. So far this year, hitting .211. Driven in 4 runs. Tries to bunt here. Can't get it down, and just like that, another Dutch hitter down. 0-2 in the count. So 0-2 here for Ellis. This one inside, almost would have hit her if she wouldn't have swung, and fouls this one back off the screen. Aggressive approach so far for Ellis and a lot of the Dutch hitters. Just trying to get out and swing at as many pitches as they can, try and put something in play. 0-2, this one grounded over to second base, should be an easy play. Throw over on to first from Richards, and that'll retire the side. So the Dutch get a run around to start the inning, but can't move anyone past first base. End of the top of the third, still 0-0. All right, we're back here at Walters Softball Stadium for the top of the third. Cindy Jones back into the circle for the Dutch. Game still scoreless, and somebody just waiting to break the tie. And we're back up to the top of the lineup for the Bells. Jamie Young steps in, so a good time for the Bells to try and scratch one or two across. First one is fouled out of play. Jamie Young, the shortstop. She's a sophomore from South Bend, Marion High School, having a great year, hitting .410 so far in her sophomore campaign. And the batter is out at home plate as Jamie Young tried to lay down a bunt, and she was out of the batter's box right in front of home plate, and the ball hit her. And right on top of the call, Craig Kuipers calling her out. So nice little gift
Now
there
batting
for the
for St.
Dutch, picking
Mary's,
up
number 9,
the out.
Sarah Callis.
One down. This one, a fastball inside corner, taken for a strike. Jones ahead 0-1 here to Sarah Callis, the left fielder. Taken up and away. Callis 0 for 1 with a fly out so far today. This one inside corner again for a strike. Jones pounding the knees at the inside corner. 1-2. This one outside. Counts even up at 2 apiece. So now 2-2 count, one down. Jones delivers inside corner, flown out to left foul territory. Noel Jackson flying in, makes the play. Took kind of a roundabout route to get over to the ball, but able to recover, get underneath, and made a nice play in foul territory. Covered a lot of ground.
Now batting for St. Mary's, number 6, Cassie Young.
Jackson showing off some of that great speed. The youngster. This one taken for a strike. Noel Jackson, the freshman out of Grand Blanc. Certainly some talent in the outfield, which Hope could use with Autumn Anderson leaving next year. This one's a strike as well. Jones ahead 0-2. Still Sammy Adams out and right. So 2 stars in the outfield coming back. And then you just got to replace your shortstop. A lot of talent coming back to this team next year for the Dutch. 0-2 here with 2 outs. Jones ahead. She's got her whole arsenal. Takes something off on the outside corner. Cassie Young was well out in front, still 0-2. Jones back in the circle. Here's the delivery. This one turned on foul. And set the bells out in front on the off speed, but making solid contact, really. If St. Mary's could just wait back just long enough, keep something in play, they could be stinging some balls out to left field. 0-2. And Jones tried to drop one in. That went up high, though. 1-2 now. Jones still ahead here, 1-2. This one down low. So 2-2 now. Cassie Young's battled back into the count. This one well inside. Young turns on it. She fouls this one over the trees and probably over the river toward the soccer field where women's lacrosse is in action. 2-2 pitch here, foul back again.
You know he's the reason you're a girl, so you should. I know, but I want it to be a boy. I shouldn't say that out loud.
So now 2-2 pitch upcoming again.
I'm sorry. What? I just want to be a boy.
2-2, Jones blows it by. That's a strikeout. And Sydney Jones working now, 3 strikeouts through 3 innings and just 2 walks. Heading to the bottom of the 3rd right after this. Back here at Walters Softball Stadium, the Dutch with a chance heading to the bottom of the third, still to scratch across the first run. Just an update, Hope Baseball at Trine today. Right now in the third inning, they lead 4-0. And Vanderweel driven in a run, JP Batch driven in two. And right now, the Dutchman on top, 4-0 over Trine in the top of the third with a couple runners on and just one out. So looking to add to that lead. We've got softball here, still scoreless. Noel Jackson looks to lead things off for the Dutch at the bottom of the lineup. The left fielder made a nice defensive play in the top half. We'll see if that leads to a hit here. But she didn't get solid contact on that one. Hit an easy one-hopper right back to the mound. Morgan Raymer picks it up, tosses it to first base. So one pitch, one out.
For the Flying Dutch. Number 2, Autumn Anderson.
So Anderson steps back into the box for the second time. Slapped one over to second, the first at bat. This one's laid down a beautiful bunt, but a nice play on to first to get Anderson out. So now 2 pitches, 2 outs, and I want to give your pitcher and your defense maybe a quick break to sit down.
Now batting for the Flying Dutch.
And you wouldn't be surprised to see
Shea
Penny take one here. Hate to have a 3-pitch inning. This one down in the dirt. So there will be no 3-pitch inning. Still scoreless here, and the Dutch quickly have 2 outs to start the inning. Penny fouls this one straight back. It's 1-1. So 1-1 here. Raymer peeks over to the dugout to pick up her sign, getting signs from the coaches in the dugout. This one's flying out to shallow right. That's going to drop in for a base hit for Penny. She's going to draw a throw back to first, but nothing there. So the Dutch pick up a runner on a bloop single.
Now batting for the Flying Dutch.
Penny on base with a Texas leaguer, and that'll bring up Sierra Muchler. And Muchler provides some power. The sophomore for this Dutch team would be huge if she could drive something into the gap or over that left field wall. Penny down at first. Ball got by but couldn't advance. Didn't have the secondary lead out on the front foot. So still at first base with 2 outs. You'd love to see that runner get up to second in a scoring position. But nonetheless, it's 1-0 now. This one inside, 2-0 now. Good place for Muchler to be. Needs to look for a fastball, something good to hit over the heart of the plate. Try and drive one into the gap. Two-0 pitch, this one taken outside. Penny got off the bag a ways. Nice slide to get back into first safely. Good snap throw back from Busfield. 3-0 now. Got to assume Muchler's going to get the take sign with a runner on first here. This one's inside. Ball 4. So now runners on first and second for the Dutch, and a big chance here for Jenna Mori on senior day to drive in a run. Runners on first and second, 2 down here. It'd be huge for the Dutch to try and steal a run after they started with 2 pitches and 2 outs in this inning. Worked a bloop single and a walk. Suddenly they're in business. This pitch taken for a ball. It's 1-0. Maury at 244 this year. That's a nice drive out into right center field. That's going to get in the gap, roll out to the warning track. Maury's going to hustle second. She's got to get moving. She might be out at second base, and she is. And that's the 3rd out, but the run scores. So the Dutch do break the scoreless tie to go ahead 1-0. Maury made the round and couldn't make it to second base, but she'll pick up an RBI single. Dutch are on the board first, 1-0, heading to the top of the 4th. Top of the
St.
fourth
Mary's.
inning now. St.
Number
Mary's
13,
trying to respond
Morgan Raymer.
to the Dutch, who broke the scoreless tie, picked up a run on the Jenna Morey single right before this. Morgan Raymer trying to help out her own cause after giving up a run. She wants to see if she can help her team get one back. The cleanup hitter takes one outside corner for a strike. Raymer picked up a walk in her first at-bat. This time, flies one out to center field. Shallow, actually. This is going to be a tough one. Who's coming in? It's Anderson, who makes the play literally in the infield dirt. She covered a lot of ground. That one was popped high into the air, and Morey was having trouble seeing it. One senior picks up the other.
Now batting for St. Mary's.
Anderson with a lot of speed. As we know, a dual sport athlete, also a guard on the basketball team at Hope. Covered a heck of a lot of ground from her position out in center field to make a play in the infield. First pitch to Kayla Chapman, blown by for a strike. It's 0-1. This one grounded, fair ball, just inside the bag. This one's going to be extra bases. Jackson fires in a solid throw to second, but did bobble it once, didn't quite have time. So Kayla Chapman pulls one down the line and has herself in with a stand-up double.
Now batting for St. Mary's. Number 16, Caitlin McGowan.
McGowan coming up to the plate, but it looks as though we might see some kind of substitution first, perhaps a pinch runner. Sure enough, that will be the case. It's Megan Knudsen, the freshman pinch running from Traverse City, St. Francis High School.
St. Mary's. Number 5, Megan Knudsen.
So McGowan steps into the right-handed batter's box. This one, a strike, first pitch, 0-1. Jones ahead after giving up the double, looking to keep the Bells from responding right after the Dutch got a run. Big to shut down your opponent after you score. Keep the momentum in your favor. This one popped up again, shallow left center. Jackson's going to come in and take this one. She had the best angle. Not looking into the sun. So now 2 down. Big out there for Jones and the Dutch. That'll bring up Jillian Busfield, the catcher.
Jillian Busfield.
Jones waiting on her side. This one delivered outside. 1-0. And Busfield last time around worked a long at bat and eventually was rewarded with a walk. In a similar situation with a runner on second. Busfield posing potential danger, hitting .382 on the year. She does have 6 doubles and 4 home runs, so if somebody can give the Bells the lead right now, it would be Busfield. Jones needs to be careful there. 2-0. That pitch delivered in for a strike. Check swing. So 2-1 now. This one fouled out and in front again was Busfield. That's been the case. Jones changing speeds, keeping these Bells hitters off balance so far. So the 2-2 pitch now with 2 outs, and she got her. Pulled the string, outside corner, drops that one in, and Busfield was out on top, reaching, and almost fell over out in front on the swing, so no runs. And just the 1 runner on base with a double that inning from Raymer. And that does it. Heading now to the bottom of the 4th. The Dutch still on top 1-0, looking to build on their lead. Starting off, bottom of the fourth now, it's Adams to get things going for the Dutch. Takes that first pitch for a strike. Raymer dropped that one in, 0-1. Adams goes to lay down the bunt. This one's a high pitch, and it's a beautiful bunt on the third baseline. Forget about it. She's safe at first. Busfield hopped out quickly, tried to come out and make the play, but no chance there. Another base hit for Adams. She's 2 for 2 on the day with a couple of bunt singles.
Now batting for the Flying Dutch, number 17, Haley Reitzma.
They'll bring Reitzma to the plate now. Reitzma struck out in her first at-bat after not really looking prepared. She lays the bunt down foul, and this is how Reitzma's last at-bat started. She had 2 chances to get down a bunt, couldn't get either one in play, and then battled back to a full count, and then saw a strike 3 pitch go right by her on the outside corner. So Reitzma looking to improve upon her last at-bat and see if she can get this one in play. She fouls it back, and Reitzma 0 for 4 on bunt attempts today. Just can't get Adams over. So we'll see this time if she can put something in play. So 0-2 again to Reitzma. Runner on first base. She takes that one just off the plate. That's a good eye right there. A lot of players wouldn't take that one. Reitzma looking to improve on her .250 batting average. Perfect 1 for 4. Try and get another base hit here. She pops this one up foul. Still 1-2 as that one gets out of play. Bells have some action out in the bullpen. As Raymer has worked solid so far, just the 1 run. Reitzma takes this one high. Busfield keeping those runners a little closer down at first, showing she's not afraid to fire down there. Adams with some speed, so she certainly wants to be careful. This one taken outside, and Reitzman's worked it to 2-2. Sarah Burke, from the looks of things, out in the bullpen warming up for the Bells. 2-2 now, and runner on first here, no outs. We saw an inning start like this, similarly for the Dutch earlier. Reitzma takes a ball coming up towards the chin and fouls it off to the dugout. 2-2 still. Raymer getting the sign from the dugout, still 2-2. Reitzma drives this one. This was a short looping line drive. Diving stop, and the play made by Kelsey Richards. And unfortunately for the Dutch, Sammy Adams was taking off on the play, so no chance for her. And just like that, the Dutch start with a runner on. They've got a double play, 2 down with nobody on again. Katie Singer at the plate now for the Dutch, the DH. Singer pitches, of course, for the Dutch. She's got a 2.36 ERA so far this season. This one swings over a high pitch, 1-1 now. Singer hitting .211 this year. So now 1-1. 2 outs here. This one driven foul. Raymer doing a nice job this inning after giving up that bunt single. Start things off for Sammy Adams. Almost tough to say give it up. Sammy Adams earned that one. Beautiful bunt right down the line. She's 2 for 2 with the bunt singles. And both times has not been able to advance to second base. Swinging through, strike 3. Raymer blows the high cheese by Singer. And that'll retire the side here in the 4th, heading to the top of the 5th. Headed to the top of the fifth here at Walters Softball Stadium. Kenzie Duncan starting things off. For the Bells, she takes a ball. Duncan, the right fielder. 0 for 1 so far today. She flew out in her first at bat. Turns, tries to slap one, but she drives this one to right field, and that's going to be a home run. Mackenzie Duncan, a slap home run out to right field, and no chance for Sammy Adams. And just like that, the Bells have tied it up at 1-1. What a huge drive and unexpected home run out to right field. Mackenzie Duncan knocked that one over the wall. It's her third home run of the year. Make that 27 RBIs for her now. Batting average creeping up close to 400. A lot of great offensive talent here for the Bells. So 1-1 now, and first pitch, this one's popped up straight to the center of the infield. It's going to be Maury underneath it. She makes the play. So 1 down for the Dutch after the leadoff home run from Mackenzie Duncan. As Kelsey Richards pops up, and that'll circle it back up to the top of the lineup again. It's Jamie Young.
Number 2, Jamie Young.
Young, the sophomore shortstop. First pitch, she pops this one up. Looks like the exact same thing. And Maury's going to call off Jones, come all the way into the circle. She's going to make the play, so 2 down just like that. As now Young is 0 for 3 on the day. She's popped up a couple of times.
Number 9, Sarah Callis.
So 2 down now, and quickly after the leadoff home run, Sarah Callis comes up. Callis 0 for 2 so far. First pitch taken for a ball. She's flown out twice. So 1-0 delivery Jones. This one's grounded to third base. Picked up and fired over quickly for the putout by Katrina Ellis. That'll retire the side after one hit was a solo home run. The Bells tied up in an inning that was as short as any they've had, and they score their only run. So 1-1 knotted up. Headed to the bottom of the fifth here at Walters Softball Stadium. All righty, we're ready to go here. Bottom of the fifth. Katrina Ellis to lead things off now. For the Dutch, 2-11 so far in the year. Takes the ball inside, first pitch. It's an update for baseball. They lead Trine 6-0. Heading to the bottom of the fourth, so the boys on top down in Angola today. That pitch is outside for a ball, 2-0 now. On Ellis. Morgan Raymer continuing to work through 4 innings. She's given up 1 run on 4 hits, just 1 walk and 2 strikeouts. Nice changeup on the 2-0 count there. Great when you have a pitcher who can command that off speed when you're behind the count. Works it to 2-1. Ellis 0 for 1 today. Turns on this one, rips it foul. So now it's 2-2. Ellis grounded out her last time up. It's been the majority of the outs for the Dutch so far. 8 ground outs, just 1 fly out. Ellis swings at that high fastball, fouls it straight off the screen. Ellis now, 2-2. 2-2 delivery. She floats one short in the infield. Luckily, third base playing in. Play made by Kayla Chapman. Out in front, a little
Now
backspin.
batting for the
Ball
Flying
would have
Dutch.
rolled down the line like a
Number
perfect
33.
base hit bunt with third base
Noel
in.
Jackson.
Chapman able to make the play. And that'll bring up Noel Jackson. Jackson 0 for 1 on the day. He grounded out her first time up. This time takes high first pitch. Jackson swings through this pitch. 1-1 now. With one down. So 1-1 pitch here. This one on the outside corner for a strike. 2-1. So 1-2. Noel Jackson behind in the count here. With one out. Check the swing up high. Able to lay off. That one up and in. That'll even up the count at 2 apiece.
What's the over under on how many days it'll take Dan to get lost in Chicago?
Jackson reaches outside pitch. Grounds that over to the pitcher. Raymer tosses over on to first base to McGowan for the putout. 2 down now for the Bells.
Always come back.
Bottom of the fifth here, and that'll bring it back to the top of the lineup for the Dutch. Autumn Anderson
For the Flying Dutch.
coming up to the plate.
Number 2. Autumn Anderson.
Anderson 0 for 2 today. She's grounded out twice. Tough to keep Anderson off the base pass for an entire game. So we'll see if she can get on here. She takes high. 1-0. Anderson takes this one down low. So it's 2-0 now. 2 down and nothing doing here for the Dutch. Anderson trying to get something started with 2 outs. Corners are in. She takes this one. Low again. It's 3-0. So Raymer's got to bring one here to Anderson. Don't want to let Anderson on base with 2 down. She can get herself into scoring position. She takes this one outside corner. Finally a strike from Raymer. 3-1 now. So Anderson back on the box with her open stance, looking to slap something in play here. 3-1. This one inside corner for a strike, and pretty good spot for a slapper to turn one out in the right center field. Anderson didn't like the looks of it, so now full count, 2 outs. Runners would be going, but the Dutch can't seem to get anything going. So nobody on. She rolls this one over to second base once again, and Anderson with another ground out, 0 for 3 on the day. The offensive struggles continue, but luckily pitching and defense up and tight for both teams. So we've got a 1-1 ball game headed to the 6th. Welcome back here, Walters Softball Stadium, heading to the top of the 6th. Cassie Young, the 3-hitter, getting things started for the Bells. She takes a ball high. Cassie Young 0 for 1 today with a ground out last time around. And this one she turns on, pulls it foul though. And that'll bring up Morgan Raymer now.
So I walk into the restroom.
The Bells takes it up and away.
A lot of people in the bathroom. Well, this little 3-year-old boy walks in. He's just walking around. He's like, yeah, I gotta go too.
Cassie Young now, 2-1 count. Fouls this one straight back. It's 2-2 now. 2-2 is the count. To Cassie Young. Nice, beautiful drop in there for a strike and a strikeout for Sydney Jones. Had Young well out in front. Morgan Raymer up to the plate next, the pitcher for the Bells.
St. Mary's, number 13.
Jones now with 5 strikeouts. They're 5 1/3 here. Still working.
They're by Granville, Dan.
Delivers a strike on the first pitch. So now 0-1 pitch. Jones drops another beauty right in there. She's ahead 0-2. So Jones way ahead 0-2. Wouldn't be surprised to see her spike one here. Instead leaves one up high. It takes a tough hop. Maury able to come up and get it. That one skipped up above Maury's head at short. She got her glove up, made the play. So 2 down now. Jones got bailed out there. She left that ball over too much of home plate. And Raymer almost turned on one in the gap. Maury made a nice play over at shortstop. So 2 down now. Kayla Chapman coming up to the plate. Chapman 1 for 2 so far with a double and a strikeout. First pitch from Jones, low and away. It's 1-0. So now 1-0. This one's turned on, driven high into left field. Noelle Jackson back and goes to her knees. Makes a catch. Jackson had a tough read on that one. Apparently, wind blowing out to left field just a little bit. But no hits, nobody on, nobody scores. Still 1-1 here at Walter Softball Stadium. Hope College heading to the bottom of the 6th. Chance to take the lead.
Number 16.
Ready to go here. Bottom of the 6th. It's Shea Penny getting things going for the Dutch. Penny hitting in the 2-hole. She takes that first pitch. That one's a bit inside. It's a ball. 1-2 so far. She scored the only run for the Dutch. This one outside corner, 1-1. So 1-1. This one high. Penny went chasing. So it's 1-2 now. 1-2 pitch. This one well outside. Penny lays off. 2-2. So Penny now. The count even up at 2-2. She goes chasing again. 2 of those strikes, swinging at pitches up at her eyes, and she goes down swinging. It's another strikeout there for Raymer so far. She's got 3.
Number 5, Sierra Muchler.
So now Muchler up to the plate for the Dutch. Muchler 0 for 1 with a walk. She grounded out. Trying to get on base here to help the Dutch. She swings at a pitch up and in. She drives this one deep, but foul. She keeps that fair, and that one would be a tie-breaking home run to give the Dutch a 2-1 lead. But in the end, just a long strike, and Raymer will take it. Second pitch, Muchler. She grounds this one to third. Chapman picks it up, fires over to first, and McGowan with the catch. That's the out, another ground out. And Muchler getting those nice high pitches to drive, couldn't keep it fair. And down low, she's grounded out twice on that low inside pitch today. So now 2 down for Jenna Mori, who drove in the only run of this game with a single out to right center. First pitch outside corner, she fouls off. Still all tied up here. This one up high. 1-1 now. So 1-1 count, 2 down. Maury takes outside corner at the knees for a strike, 1-2. One-two pitch up and in. Maury had to swing to keep it from hitting her and backed away. And not a lot of plate discipline for the Dutch in this inning. Saw swinging at a lot of pitches up. So that'll do it, retiring the side. A couple strikeouts there for the Dutch. And they can't get anything across, so we'll head to the 7th inning. Still tied up, 1 apiece. Heading to the top of the 7th, it's McGowan up to the plate for the Bells. Jones fires in a fastball right down the middle, and McGowan turns on that first pitch for a base hit in the hole on the left side, and just like that, the Bells have something going here in the 7th. They haven't really gotten to Jones much all day with the exception of the 1 home run for Mackenzie Duncan, and Duncan on deck right now after Jillian Busfield, who's been battling up at the plate today. We've got a pinch runner coming in for the Bells. McGowan to take a seat. Crystal Harris, the freshman outfielder from Palatine, Illinois. And she will try and add some speed to get a run across the board for the Bells. Wrightsman needs to be ready to command the base pass here. Don't want to see the Dutch give up pace here in the 7th in a tie ball game. This pitch is grounded towards shortstop. Murray going to wait on it. She's going to fire over to first base. Took her time there. Looked like maybe a play could have been made at second, but in the end, the ground ball moves the runner up to second now. So just 1 out. The Bells have somebody in scoring position.
Now batting for St. Mary's, number 4, Mackenzie Duncan.
Crystal Harris moves up to second base, and Mackenzie Duncan up. She hit a home run in her last at bat. She pulled that one out to right field. This one taken for a strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1. Duncan pulled that one over the wall in right field. Now she slaps this one shallow left field. Noelle Jackson coming in. She'll make the play, and a big out there to make it 2 down now. The runner stays at second base, so big to keep the runner a couple bases away. So Duncan flies out to left field. Kelsey Richards is due up now, the second baseman. But it looks as though we're going to have a pinch hitter here instead, down in the 9 hole, in a big spot with 2 down here in a tie ball game.
Pinch hitter for
It's going to be
St.
Kayla
Mary's.
Raymer,
Now
the
batting,
sophomore.
number 22, Kayla Raymer.
Kayla Raymer and Morgan Raymer, both sophomores here on this Bells team. And Kayla Raymer coming in for the chance here to hit in a big spot. She's out in front on the changeup here. It's 1-1. It's kind of a bat here that can be the difference between a win or a loss. A huge moment right here. Jones has pitched so well so far. 1-1 count here. Raymer turns on this ball out into left field. This one's going to fall foul. And long strike there. Hope fans held their breath for a moment. That was driven well out into left field. But Kayla Raymer will head back to home plate. Now down in the hole, 1-2. Jones needs to be careful. Clearly, Kayla Raymer, somebody who can hit the ball.
Alan, if I do the Buffalo Wild Wings thing shortly, can I have them come before the second game?
Yeah, that's fine. Give 'em a walk.
So 1-1, or 1-2, excuse me, again. Jones dropped that one in. She wanted it for strike 3, but it stayed up high. Said Craig Kuipers behind the plate. So now it's 2-2. And a big chance here for Kayla Raymer to be a pinch hit hero. 2-2 with 2 down. Runner on second. She just checks a swing. Fouls that pitch off to stay alive. So now 2-2 again here. 2 outs. Delivery from Jones. This one's turned on again. And Kayla Raymer's really tagged a couple. And she's just been out in front, though. Jones back on the rubber. Here's another 2-2 delivery. This one grounded foul. Kayla Raymer way out in front of it. So the battle continues here. And this is exactly the kind of excitement you want to see. 7th inning, a tie ball game. Great battle between pitcher and hitter here. Jones delivers again. 2-2 pitch is down low, so it's a full count. Now Jones does have an open base at first. But you just like to take care of the pinch hitter here instead of having to go back up to Jamie Young at the top of the lineup, who's hitting .410 on the season. Full count, 2-out delivery. This one swung at high. It's fouled off and out of play again. So we'll do it again. Another full count delivery upcoming. Another full count delivery here from Jones. This one inside, fouled away again. And Greg Kuipers is out of softballs behind home plate. They're going to have to toss a few in. And this at-bat dragging on. It's gone longer than some innings we've seen so far today. Another 3-2 delivery inside. She swings, and that pitch was well inside. Would have been ball 4. Kayla Raymer swings on through, squeezed behind the plate by Reitzma, and a huge strikeout there for Sydney Jones. She picks up another strikeout. Through 7 innings, she's got 6 strikeouts to just 2 walks. And a chance for a walk-off win for the Dutch here on Senior Day. Game 1 of this doubleheader coming up. We're going to the bottom of the 7th, tied at 1 apiece right after this.
6.
Well, here we go. Bottom of the 7th inning. It's Sammy Adams getting things started for the Dutch, and she takes a strike outside on the black. 0-1. Sammy Adams has got a couple bunt singles so far today. Goes to lay down one again. This one right by. So quickly in the hole, 0-2. Adams is 2 for 2 today in a slow offensive game. You'd be lucky to get 3 at bats. This one way outside, and she just slaps it out foul, trying to stay alive. So still 0-2. Dutch trying to get a win here in the bottom of the 7th. If they're going to do so, it's going to take the bottom of the lineup. Starting in the 5-hole here, Haley Wrightsma on deck, Katie Singer in the hole. 0-2 pitch this time. Sammy Adams slaps this one high into the air. A pop-up to second base, fielded by Kelsey Richards, one away. So now Wrightsma up to the plate for the Dutch. And she's struggled so far today, 0 for 2. The strikeout and a flyout. She's gone down 0-2 both times trying to sacrifice bunt. Maybe without Adams on first this time. She get her swings in. Maybe she'll be able to get on base. Takes the first pitch inside. Certainly different as a hitter when you have the ability to work your at-bat, take what you want to take, and swing at what you want to swing at rather than having to sacrifice. Wrightsma ahead 1-0. This one, she pulls and it hops over the head of Kayla Chapman. Wrightsma thought about hustling it out for a double, a wide round, but she'll stay with the single. And Wrightsma got way out in front there. Fortunate to pound one into the ground hard enough to bounce it over Chapman's head. And she's got a base hit. So something doing here. A chance for the Dutch. Gotta imagine we'll see a pinch runner coming in here for Wrightsma, perhaps. Coach Vandehoof in to speak to Craig Kuipers. Just waiting to see who comes on out. Wrightsma getting her first into the game in the biggest moment of the game. She went for 3 on the day, and she gives the Dutch a chance here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Looks like Alex Norp's going to take her chance at first base from Livonia. Went to Adlai Stevenson High School. And runner on first with 1 out now, and Singer turned on one. But foul again. We've seen that so many times today. Really got to be heads up in the Bells bullpen. How many foul balls we've seen ripped that way today. So Singer down in the count. 0-1 now after the foul ball. This one way outside, and it would have been a great chance for Norp to move up. But a nice snag back behind the plate by Jillian Busfield. Singer 0 for 2 so far today. She's got a strikeout. This one outside, she flares one, and that one's caught over at first base by McGowa, who hustled in. And both pitchers, you got to give credit to Raymer and to Jones, who really kept the batters off balance at the plate today, mixing in different pitches and mixing up speeds, and really tough time on both sides. And it looks like we are going to get a pinch hitter now after pinch runner comes in. That's going to be number 10, Sarah Jones, a sophomore from North Shores. Jones getting her chance here.
Now batting, number 10, Sarah Jones.
Sarah Jones hitting just 161 this year in limited at-bats. 1 for 6 so far. She scored 3 runs, though. We'll see if Jones has what it takes here with 2 down, runner on first. This one outside corner for a strike.
Make sure it's not me again.
0-1. This one taken high. 1-1 count now on Sarah Jones. And looks like Busfield just needs second behind the plate. Caught a little dirt through the mask. So we got a runner on first here. Tie ball game at 1 apiece in the bottom of the 7th here on senior day for the Dutch here at Walters Softball Stadium. 1-1 count here to the pinch hitter, Sarah Jones. She's only had 6 at-bats on the season, and she swings way out in front of the changeup here. Snap throw down to first. Norp dives back in safely. It's 1-2. If you're Jones, you just got to try and put something in play here. You never know. Mistakes can happen late in ball games. Just try to avoid the strikeout. Put something between the lines when you're down 1-2. Jones takes this one up high. Good discipline there. We've seen some of the Dutch hitters struggle with that high pitch so far today. So 2-2 now the count. Raymer looks to her wristband to get the sign. Delivery. This one down low. Jones goes at it again. And that'll do it. For 3 outs here, we're going to head to extra innings here on Senior Day at Walters Softball Stadium. Still 1 apiece. And both teams struggling offensively. 1-1 headed to the top of the 8th. So we are headed here to extra innings, and a new pitcher in for the Dutch. Katie Singer in to pitch. She's got a 2.36 ERA on the year, 2-2 record. Just 1 start. She's got a couple of saves on the year. Unfortunate to have an even record at 2-2 with such a great ERA, 2.36 on the season, especially when you're not starting games. Bunt attempt here. This one's foul. So just like that, it's 0-2 on Jamie Young. So Singer well ahead here. She should have her whole arsenal available. This one outside. Singer, sort of the 3/4 arm slot of softball pitchers. Not something you see very often. Comes across the body on the delivery. Really adds some nasty movement. This one grounded through the hole on the left side, and there's a leadoff base hit for Jamie Young. This one gets by Noelle Jackson, and that's going to allow Young to pull into second base standing up, and the Bells are in business. Runner on second with nobody out. That brings up Sarah Callis, the 2-hitter, and it's hard to believe she's going to do anything but try to bunt the base runner over at this point. Callis, the righty into the box, choked up on the bat, ready to bunt. Sure enough, there she goes. This one foul. This would be huge for the Dutch if Callis were unable to get the bunt in play. Advancing Young to third at this point would be huge, the way the offensive numbers have looked so far today. So 0-1 count here. Callis goes to lay down a bunt again. Takes that pitch just up a little bit for 1-1 count now. So Singer, after getting ahead 0-2, gives up the base hit. Now 1-1. Sarah Callis looking to sacrifice the runner over. She goes after that pitch outside. Can't get it in play. So huge there if the Dutch can prevent Young from moving up to third base. Singer's got that sidewinding windmill motion. Really gets some movement of the ball heading outside. It can be tough for hitters to read, especially for those right-handed batters, the ball falling away from them. We saw that on the second bunt attempt from Callis, not able to put it down. 2-2 now. This one outside corner, grounded to second base, and that's going to be just as good as a sac bunt. They fire on over to first for the out, but Jamie Young able to move to third base, so a very productive at-bat for Sarah Callis, even though she wasn't able to get the sac bunt down. And then nice piece of hitting with Singer trying to work outside. She was able to just ground that one over to second base, and that's a smart piece of hitting with nobody out and a runner on second base. So now a sac fly can score the run here, and it's going to have to be a sac fly or a ball through. The entire infield in here for the Dutch, ready for the squeeze play. Wouldn't be surprised to see something like that. Offense has been so rare today, but your three-hitter Cassie Young up right now, leading the team with a .495 batting average. Grounded right back to the pitcher. They look the runner back, and they throw to first. A huge play there from Katie Singer to pick up the second out. The ground ball back to the circle. Singer ready to go in crunch time there, and that'll hold the runner on third. 2 down now, a huge play for the Dutch. Now they can back the infield up and just trying to make a play. Morgan Raymer's up to the plate. Raymer is 0 for 2 today. She does have a walk. This one missed outside by Singer. So 1-0 here. Wrightsma sets up behind the plate. Outside corner, fired in for a strike. And that's where Singer needs to live, as it's 1-1 now. One here, Singer to the middle. This one's flown out shallow right field, going to foul territory, and a nice play made by Sierra Muchler. Second baseman comes across, makes the play, and what a way for Katie Singer to battle out of the top of the 8th inning, starting off with a single and an error that moved Jamie Young up to second base. They're able to hold her at third for no runs, and now a chance for the Dutch heading to the bottom of the 8th here to get a win in Game 1 of this doubleheader. We'll be back right after this. So here we go, bottom of the 8th, another chance for the Dutch. After a great defensive effort to hold the Bells off the board, Noelle Jackson is going to lead things off here. Jackson is 0 for 2 today, and that's a number we've seen quite a bit so far. Only 4 hits for the St. Mary's Bells and 5 for Hope. Jackson takes this one in the dirt. It's 2-0. So plenty of options here for Jackson. Should be looking for something tight in the zone here. And a nice pitch there on 2-0 for Raymer to catch the outside corner, 2-1. Jackson still ahead of the count here. Jackson going to lay down a bunt. And this one's going to roll just foul. Jillian Busfield let it go, and Jackson in a 2-1 count. Trying to lay down a bunt, get a little sneaky there. She had room if she could have put it in play. Likely would have beat it out, but now all of a sudden, counts evened up at 2-2. So 2-2 now. Jackson to shorten up here, try and put something to play. Good leave. Take that one up high. Discipline increasing a bit. Dutch struggled with that high fastball a bit earlier today. This one just staying alive. She went down and fished that one out. Full count now again to Noelle Jackson. Nobody out here in the 8th. She's just trying to get on base to start something off, and that'd be huge because that'd mean you'd be for Autumn Anderson. This time she swings and misses, and that's a strikeout for Morgan Raymer.
Now batting for the Flying Dutch.
So Raymer picks up a huge strikeout
Anderson.
to keep the leadoff runner off bases, and that's huge for preventing runs. That's been the case most of the time so far today. That brings up Anderson. Autumn Anderson takes first pitch just up. 1-0. Raymer getting the sign from the dugout. Takes a moment. Toes up the rubber now. 1-0. This one away. Anderson ahead 2-0. Anderson's been grounding out to second base today. She's 0 for 3. So now the 2-0 delivery coming from Raymer. This one, dead ball. That one nicked Anderson as she was coming through to slap. Just tapped her on the arm. And that'll send Anderson to first base, and that's big. Her first time on today. Autumn Anderson, someone who can steal some bases and really help out her team by moving up. She's got 15 stolen bases on the year. She leads the team. First pitch, she bluffs, and that's a ball up high. And anytime you've got a pitcher thinking about somebody taking a base on you, it always helps when you've got the focus of the pitcher split. And one of these pitches expect Anderson to take off. Another fake. Just got him thinking about him. That's another ball. So it's 2-0. Morgan Raymer has fallen behind. Shea Pinney, the two-hitter for the Dutch, heading the count 2-0 now. Pinney's got to box one up, look for something good, fakes a bunt, and then instead slaps it right back to the pitcher's mound. And on 2-0, she'll move the runner up, but in a 2-0 count there, fake bunt, slap the ball right back to the pitcher's mound. Gives up the out there. So now 2 down, and it's going to be up to Sierra Muchler, the three-hitter for the Dutch, to come up with a big hit. Muchler, first pitch, takes it outside. She's 0 for 2 with a walk so far today. 1-0 count here. Autumn Anderson, the winning run on second base. Muchler out in front of this one, fouls it back. Another pretty good pitch to hit, but the change of speed has kept the batters off balance all day for both teams. That's why we still have a 1-1 score here in the 8th. Anderson with a lot of speed. A base hit should be able to score her for the winning run. And with 2 outs, she's moving on contact. This one, outside corner, grounded towards shortstop. Play's going to have to be made. Muchler's safe. And Anderson standing on third. And it looked like Coach Vanderhoof might have been waving her around to try and come in and score. But instead, Muchler beats it out, ball deep in the hole at short. So now a chance on senior day for Jenna Maury, the senior shortstop, to try and drive in the winning run. She has the only RBI for the Dutch so far today. 1 for 3 with the RBI. We'll see if Maury can get the storybook ending here on senior day. 1-0, she takes the ball high. Runner down on third here. Maury fouls this one back out of play. It's 1-1. If you're Maury, you just got to look to make some solid contact, put the ball in play, and anything through to the grass is a game winner. Could hustle out, try and beat it out to first. It's a game winner. Play needs to be made at first or second for the Bells. 1-1 pitch. This one inside, driven out into left center field. And this one's going to get down. It's going to be a walk-off for Jenna Maury in game 1 here on senior day. 2-1 victory for the Dutch. Maury drove it into deep left center field. Cassie Young got her glove on it, but could not make the catch. And that's going to be a walk-off hit for Maury in game 1 here of the doubleheader on senior day. Doesn't get much better than that. She's 2 for 4 with both RBIs for the Dutch. They take a 2-1 win, game 1 in 8 innings. So they go to extras, but just an hour and a half game anyways. And we'll be ready to go for game number 2. Looking at the box scores, just 4 hits for St. Mary's after the 2 in this inning. Hope ended up with 7, so not bad in the end to get the 2-1 win for the Bells. Jamie Young went 1 for 4. Chapman 1 for 3. 1 for 3 for McGowan as well. 1 for 3 with Duncan, who had the only run driven in on the home run to right field. Morgan Raymer threw a heck of a game. She went all the way through. 7 2/3, gave up just 2 earned runs. She had 6 strikeouts and only 1 walk, but unfortunately going to take the loss. That's the way softball goes for Hope. It was all Jenna Morey on senior day, 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs, driving the 2 runs for the 2-1 win for Hope. And a couple of hits also for Sammy Adams, who went 2 for 3. Penny and